Have you ever watched someone less qualified get the promotion you wanted? Have you ever sat at your desk and watched someone else get the opportunity you were sure was yours? The title, the raise, the corner office, and you smiled. But inside, you were asking one question. Why not me? Maybe you work hard. Maybe you show up early. Stay late. Never complain. Maybe you've been loyal to your company for years. But when the big moment came, the one that could have changed everything, you weren't ready. Not because you're lazy, but because you stopped growing while the world kept moving. This is the story of a man who watched 3 rockets take off without him, until he learned how to build his own launch pad. Stay with me, because your next opportunity might be closer than you think. 8 years of comfortable stuck just outside Dallas, Texas. In a mid-sized manufacturing company, there worked a man named Michael. Michael was a logistics coordinator. Same desk, same computer, same responsibilities. For 8 years, every morning, he grabbed coffee from the break room at 8:15. Every evening, he shut down his computer at 5:02. He processed shipments, updated spreadsheets, replied to emails with the same templates. He was dependable. His manager liked him. His co-workers trusted him. But at 38 years old, Michael felt something he couldn't explain. He wasn't miserable. That was the problem. He was comfortable. The paycheck covered the mortgage, groceries, car payments, but not the life he once imagined. When he graduated from a state college in Ohio at 22, he had big plans. He wanted to run operations, lead teams, build systems, make decisions that mattered. Now, he was copying and pasting tracking numbers for almost a decade. His wife, Rachel, saw it before he did. One night, while loading the dishwasher, she asked softly, "Do you remember when you used to read business books every night? When you talked about starting something bigger?" Michael shrugged. That was before real life. She didn't argue. But her silence said everything. Somewhere along the way, he had stopped learning. Not all at once. Slowly. He stopped reading. Stopped taking online courses. Stopped attending industry conferences in Chicago and Atlanta. He told himself, "I already know enough." But experience without growth is just repetition. And repetition doesn't prepare you for rockets. The promotion that broke him. One Monday morning, the CEO called an all-hands meeting. "We're expanding operations into Latin America. We need someone to lead our new international logistics division." Michael's heart started pounding. This was it. Leadership. Strategy. Real impact. Then the CEO continued. "This role requires experience with modern supply chain software, data analytics platforms, and international trade compliance." Michael went home that night and opened his laptop. Supply chain management systems. He'd never used one. They still ran everything on Excel. Data analytics dashboards. He'd heard of them. Never learned them. International trade law. He barely understood customs paperwork for Canada. He stared at the screen for an hour. Then he closed it. 3 days later, the company announced the promotion. It went to Jessica. She was 29. She had only been there 2 years. But during those 2 years, she earned certifications, took night classes, studied international trade. She was ready. Michael watched everyone congratulate her. He clapped. But that night, he sat alone in his Ford pickup. In the parking lot. Engine off. Lights off. 8 years. 8 years of coasting. And in one afternoon, someone flew past him. He gripped the steering wheel and whispered, "This is on me. Not bad luck. Not favoritism." He stopped growing. And the world didn't wait. The man on the park bench. That Saturday, Michael drove to see his father-in-law, Frank Sullivan. Frank had spent 30 years building supply chains for a global tech company. Now he spent his mornings reading at a small park near his home. Michael told him everything. The promotion. The regret. The anger. Frank listened quietly. Then he drew a line in the dirt with a stick. "Careers don't move in straight lines," he said. "They move in leaps. Flat line. Then a sharp spike upward. Most people relax during the flat parts. They think nothing's happening. But that's when preparation matters most." He tapped the spike. "This is the lever. An opportunity. A crisis. A shift in the market. It shows up for a moment. And then it's gone." He looked at Michael. "The people who fly aren't the hardest workers. They're the most prepared learners. The 3 rules." Frank pulled out a small notebook. Rule 1. Learn before you need it. By the time the opportunity shows up, it's already too late to start. Study what your industry will need next, not what it needed yesterday. Rule 2. When the lever appears, learn at 5 times your normal speed. Cancel distractions. Ask questions. Become obsessed. Rule 3. Always scan the horizon. Technology. Policy changes. Market shifts. The signs are always there. Most people just aren't looking. Then he said something Michael would never forget. "You missed one rocket. That hurts. But there's always another one being built. The question is, will you be ready?" 1 hour that changed everything. Frank gave him one challenge. 1 hour a day. For 6 months. Study where your field is going. Not where it's been. 1 hour isn't much, Michael said. Frank smiled. 1 hour a day is 365 hours a year. That's 9 full work weeks. Imagine what you could become with 9 extra weeks of focused learning. The comeback. The next Monday, Michael showed up early. Not to answer emails. To study. At first it was brutal. New systems felt confusing. Analytics made his head hurt. His brain resisted change. But he kept going. He woke up earlier. Studied on lunch breaks. Watched lectures instead of Netflix. By month 3, he understood data dashboards. By month 5, he spotted inefficiencies. In his own department, he suggested improvements. Saved the company money. Then one afternoon, a news alert hit his inbox. New trade agreements were opening massive opportunities for cross-border manufacturing. He felt it instantly. Another rocket. This time, he doubled his effort. Certifications. Networking. Advanced compliance training. He didn't wait. The second launch. 2 months later. Another company meeting. We're launching a cross-border integration task force. We need a leader. This time, Michael didn't feel fear. He felt ready. In the interview, he presented a full strategic plan, using the frameworks he'd been studying. Silence filled the room. Then his manager said, "You're not the same person you were last year." He smiled. "No, I'm not." He got the role. Not because he was the smartest, but because he was prepared. Your rocket is coming. Here's the truth. Success isn't about grinding endlessly. Hard work without growth is just motion. The world is changing fast. AI, automation, global markets. Somewhere right now, a rocket is being built. In your industry, you can't see it clearly yet, but it's coming. And when it launches, it will move fast. You won't have time to get ready. So start now. 1 hour a day. Study the future, not your comfort zone. Because when the next lever appears, there are only two types of people. Those who prepared, and those who regret. Which one will you be? Start today. Not next week. Not next year. Today. Because somewhere out there, a rocket has your name on it. Don't let it launch without you.